Hi everyone and welcome back to the Smashing Skull Sessions. My name is Pat and I am your new host, and my job will be to find music from all around the world which covers every aspect of the metal and rock genre, from post-rock, post-metal, death metal, thrash metal, everything else, you name it, we will cover it here. And I suppose it's a fitting chance for me to bring in a band who have made waves in the last year, a band that have really influenced me over the last year, and it has become my number one album of the year also back in 2021. And so I'd like to introduce Clément from the French band Bruit. Is that okay?
Hello.
As a pronunciation, Clément?
Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah.
It's not bad. It'll probably get better as we go along.
Okay.
So look, again, I think belated birthday wishes to you. It was your birthday last week, am I right?
Yeah, perfectly right. Yeah.
Happy birthday. I hope you celebrated, yes?
Yeah, well, we just released, we just start the pre-order of our first album, like just the day before my birthday, so it was a good celebration.
It was a crazy time for you, yeah. And that sold well, I take it, did it? Is it selling very well?
Yeah, that sold very well. There is a lot of, there is, I think, 3 variants that was sold out in 2 hours. So that was a bit crazy.
Yeah, I purchased 2 variants myself, so
yeah, well,
I'm glad I got hold of them myself. So look, I suppose for a lot of our fans here on the Smashing Skull Sessions, they may not be familiar with the music of Bruit. So can you maybe, like, I suppose it crosses many genres, doesn't it, Clément? I mean, you have modern classical, you have a bit of electronica there, you have rock and metal mixed in. So how would you best describe it yourself?
How can we describe ourselves? I think, well, we try to not to fit on a specific genre.
Yeah.
We try to push the boundaries of the different aesthetic that we are trying to do. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think the best way to describe us is the combination between a rock band and the neoclassical writing of music.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, like two of the band are classical trained.
That's right.
Classical educated, with conservatory of music and all that music school stuff. And the 2 other are completely autodidact and play just by instinct, and with their own language.
Yeah.
So this band
it's not studied.
It's trying to make a communication between these 2 ways to approach music.
Yeah.
And so one way feed the other, and sometimes the instinct and of the autodidact can build a beautiful unexpected melody.
Exactly.
And sometimes the classical can
give it something different, doesn't it? Yeah.
Lots of heaviness. Yeah. It's, you know, it's just like a very opposite medium, but we try to make it work together.
Yeah.
So I think if you have that in mind, you will totally understand all the influences that there is in this band.
Yeah.
It's like rock ingredients and a lot of classical contemporary music tool that we use to make progressive music.
I suppose I'd be a big post-rock fan myself, you know, and a lot of post-metal over the last 5 and 10 years. I've really sort of found a home listening to that kind of music. So I suppose you came to prominence within the post-rock community, really, didn't she? It seems to have been a gateway for your music to be discovered. Would I be right in saying that post-rock has a big part to play?
Of course, we really love post-rock, and we have listened a lot of post-rock. But it's not. We know if we have to be honest, we listen to post-rock like 10% of the time.
Okay.
The 90 other percent is more of other stuff. I don't know, like electronica music, metal, classical music, rap music.
Yeah.
Like we like a lot of post-rock bands, but we feel a bit tired of what become the third wave of post-rock these 10 last years. You know, there's still bands that push the boundaries and rebuild the roots of this music. It's like an experimental rock.
Exactly, yeah.
And sometimes you feel like the post-rock now it's a kind of recipe.
Exactly, it does tend to follow a recipe, yeah.
Yeah, it's not very experimental anymore. Like everyone sound like each other. So
yeah. So you wouldn't really classify yourselves, Clément, as post-rock, so no?
Yeah, you can classify us as post-rock, because there is one of my 10 favorite band of all time. There is like maybe 6 post-rock bands.
Okay.
But I don't care a lot of the classification. It's just boxes. Boxes. And I don't know. Is Nils Fram is post-rock? You know? No. I don't know. Is Sonlux post-rock?
Sorry?
Sonlux.
I'm trying to understand.
SONLUX.
Oh, sorry. Sonlux. Oh, yeah. I don't know what you would classify. Yeah, I don't know. So and sometimes people say that it's post-rock. You know. Yeah.
So I don't really care, I think.
Yeah, as a band, you don't want to be pigeonholed in any certain genre or any style of music. It's basically what sounds right to Bruit. Am I right in saying that? If it sounds right and it comes together the way you want it to, it's your music.
The things is maybe, I think the best qualification for the moment for the music we play, maybe something like crescendo core.
Okay.
And atmospherical rock and progressive.
Yeah.
The thing that is always important for us is to play with long formats, where you lost the notion of time. Maybe people will take the 10-minute song as a moment of 30 minutes. And some other guy think it's too short, and they feel like 5 minutes. And this very different perception of time, it's something we are looking for a lot.
Yeah, I love the fact that your music, it takes time to breathe. You know, nothing is rushed. I mean, it flows as it's meant to flow. It's not like there's a big panic to get to this big crescendo at the very end. You know, it's a case of the song will play itself as it should, and you know,
what I really love in music, and what we try to do is Brits, is this very difficult art of timing. You know, that the master of that is Nils Fram for me. Like with free chord, he can just hold you for 20 minutes just with free chord, and is in a kind of hypnotic construction of timing. Like you never really fell asleep, like you can fall asleep on a record of star of the lead, for example,
Okay.
you don't fall asleep in listening to this drum, because he just take time to breathe, but he feed you with a little new information, and so you are in this repetitive music kind of hypnotized.
Yeah, I get you.
But you are in between the dream and the reality.
Yeah.
And it just put some new information, so you wake up a bit, and he lets you in this kind of strange
This
in-between feeling.
semi awake state, isn't it, almost? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's exactly what we try to do with this band. Like, we never rush, and we don't we rarely do a big contrast in like just like that. It's very soft, but sometimes when you see the point A and the point B, you realize that's we have gone very far from the start point.
I get you.
Well, it's that.
Interesting, but again, I suppose I want to spend a bit of time talking about the new album, The Machine Is Burning, and everyone knows it could happen again. But before that, I just want to touch on Monolith, which came out back in 2018. Clément, am I right?
Yeah.
A two-track EP. Looking back at that album or that EP now, have you grown considerably since then, or do you still look on that work as being, very, very influential still?
Well, it was the start of something for sure, and we still play these two songs in live, and we really like this song. Before this EP, we played together like 4 years.
Okay.
Playing around on the local scene, searching our song, searching our way to be a band who have its own identity, and not another explosion in the sky or something like that.
Yeah.
So when we thought that we have found our own way to make music, it was with these two tracks.
Okay.
And so we released this first EP. So it's like the roots of the recipe of how we make music with this sound. When we are looking back to or listening back to this EP, for me, I hear that the improvements I've done sonically on the new album. I feel like the mix are terrible at my ears, but because I mixed it like 4 years ago.
I was going
now
to get to that now, that you also produce and mix your music, like so.
Yeah.
I think you're maybe just a bit of a perfectionist, Clément. Maybe.
Yeah. Of course. But even if I think I can mix it really better right now, I feel like it's still good music.
Yeah, well, I think it is fantastic.
It's not the feeling that I have with all the things I've done 4 years ago.
There was a lot of experimentation. Was there before Monolith?
Yeah. Sometimes you make something, you released it, and 2 years after, you are not like, I cannot listen it to anymore. But for the moment, all the stuff we released with Bruit, when I come back to it, I hear all the stuff I can do better today. I feel like I think it's good music.
It is good music.
I don't find the word in English, but I don't feel disappointed artistically,
Exactly, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
I'm kind of proud because because we put a lot of effort to have no regrets artistically, and to be engaged in every single sound, in every single second of the music. And
I suppose it must be noted too, Clément, the actual vinyl release of that album came through Elusive Sound, who did an incredible job with it. I mean, he spent a good couple of years working with Philippe and the team. So again, good times. Yeah,
they help us a lot to find our sonic identity, because the first relation we had with this guy, and particularly with Peter, is a relation of musical collaboration. We just mailed some demo, and he told us like, "Oh, this is interesting. This is not. This sound nice. This doesn't sound good." And it was very
helpful to you.
It's a lot of help us a lot to make some choice and to focus on the good and on the interesting things, because when you create, you don't have a lot of perspective sometimes.
Yeah, I suppose this brings me on to my next question for you, Clément, is when you go recording, when you want to create, when you created your last album, for instance, like, you know, what's the process you took? Because I don't see Bruit as a band who have a jamming session and try and put everything together. It's a lot more thought out, I think, is it? There's a lot of layers involved in your sound, you know, between strings, electronica, guitars. Is it an enjoyable experience recording?
It's always an enjoyable experience, but it's always a lot of discussion too, and not a lot of reflection. You're right, we rarely jam together. We start this band jamming a lot, and now we almost every time start on the computer. Stretching
modern technology, isn't it?
Yeah. We compose more like maybe what you're going to do with an electronical project. But at the end, almost nothing is electronical.
Yeah. But it's where you start, and that's where you get your ideas, and it grows from there, basically.
Yeah.
Interesting
but
stuff.
All the ideas are more like a concept and scenario, a sonic scenario, than riff. We never start with a riff. We never start with the chord progression. In a way, we don't give a shit of chord progression or melody. It's easy to make beautiful chord and a beautiful melody. If you are searching a bit, you will find something nice. But what is difficult is to have an atmosphere that means something.
Have something unique. You know, it's easy to follow recipes, as you mentioned earlier. I suppose you try and stay away from that. But like, as you play the bass, like, but you also produce and mix the albums, right?
Yeah.
So, like, did you have a clear vision of where you were going with The Machine Is Burning? Did you have a plan in place? You had it all worked out?
I had some constraints that I put on the beginning of the process of writing this album. We said that we are not going to use any sampling or virtual synthesizer or virtual sound generation. You know, nowadays you can produce music with algorithm, with stuff like Splice, which is an internet application. Well, you can just put the the tempo of your song and the tonality of your song, and he going to find on a big data the good snare, the good chord progression, the good bass, and everything. Okay. And it's how they all make a trap beat on rap music.
All right. Okay.
And you know, it's the same thing with synthesizer. Mm-hmm. Nowadays you have a very nice virtual synthesizer in your computer that you just check the preset, and there is one preset, you push one button and it's incredibly technical and everything.
Just like that. It's that easy to make a track.
We decide to not to use it.
Okay.
We decide to be on something like we don't trigger the drum. We just try to do everything from scratches. Mm-hmm. So all the soundscape, all the sense, all the sound that you hear in this album is built like
it's real.
It's real, mm-hmm. but it's built with like a real synthesizer, and we are with jamming and recording soundscape on nature and stuff like that.
Okay.
And stretching it, and everything it's built by us 100%. And this was a constraint because mm-hmm. Sometimes it's easier to search in Google like a rain sound, but we go outside and we record it. So
Brilliant.
It was one of the constraints we had, and the other stuff is like we was very in the very beginning. We know that we want to talk about the conflict between culture and nature.
Yeah.
So all along the process, I keep that in mind, and I try to record the more possible organic stuff. I try to use a lot of classical
natural sounds,
natural song and mm-hmm. classical acoustic texture, instead of electronic.
Yeah.
And trying to put the interpretation in the thing the more important, like trying to catch the best interpretation we can of something, like having the human feeling of the guy who play the drum, like capturing the emotion of an exceptional interpretation. So sometimes I remember sometimes we just stay for 6 hours trying to have the good feeling on the melody of the guitar, and just the good way it, and with the drum I remember Julien become crazy on the recording. I remember with Industry, he took like 30 take to have the version we have on the album.
Wow.
But you know, I think you can feel
and hear it,
when you hear it, that he's exhausted and he just crazy.
Is that, Clément, is that why he had no shirt on inside the church? Is it? How many takes did that take on the drums?
The what?
In the drums during your recording in the Jesuit church?
Yeah.
Is that why he had to go without a t-shirt? Was it sweating from all the hours of practice?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember how many takes we make for this, but I remember that it was a very exhausting day, because just one take of this song is so exhausting.
Yeah.
Is very difficult. But I think we make like 10 take.
Okay.
10 take
At the church for that track.
Yeah. But at the end, the audio you hear is just one take. It's the best of the 10.
Oh, very good. Okay, brilliant.
It's really live music.
It's live, yeah.
That you have like some cut on the video to make it beautiful, but it's a real live session.
Do you know, it is a thing of beauty. Like I've heard amazing music this year or last year, sorry, you know, but that recording of that song in that church has to be the highlight of my, you know, musical journey last year. It was mind-numbing stuff. Like, it was hair-raising, you know. I mean, I spoke to Richie, as I said, from the Metal Cell, and I passed the song on to him, and we both met, and we both worked together, and we both crossed paths, and it was, you know, just jaws open, two of us. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Wow.
Thank you very much.
It was incredible. So,
well, but you know that this again, I will say the same thing, but we recorded the first day.
mm-hmm.
That's when France locked down for the second time.
Yeah.
And so there was this crazy mood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone was very, very depressed.
Yeah.
I remember the cellist need to take a break because he was crying doing that.
Go away.
And it was very sad
emotional,
day,
yeah.
you know, like it was, and we just burned everything and we put everything on the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you feel it on the interpretation.
Exactly, you do
because
feel that.
we play music because we can wreck music, but everything is cancelled. We cannot go on tour. We cannot play in public. So we was here on the church, and okay, maybe it's the last time we play, and we don't know what's going to happen next. So
okay,
there is this feeling in the interpretation of this video, I think.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we're going to take this perfect opportunity, really, Clément, to play this track for our listeners and all those watching this. And please bear in mind, guys, this is 10 minutes long, and it's worth every second to keep and stick with it. Have a listen. Guys, that is that amazing track, The Machine is Burning, from Bruit. So let me get back to the album, Clément, if you don't mind. The two spoken passages in Industry and in Amazing Old Tree. How did you come across them?
Sorry? I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the two spoken passages that you have on Industry and you have on Amazing Old Tree.
Yeah.
Where did you find those?
For Amazing Old Tree, it is extract from a documentary, which is called If a Tree Fall, a story of the Earth Liberation Front. Was a group of activists, environmentalist activists.
Okay.
Who, and it's a documentary talking about them. And this documentary is very inspiring because
it has a huge impact, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so we were looking. We were talking about this documentary on the same moment we were composing this song. So
okay, all right, brilliant. Yeah.
We used this beautiful interview of a guy next to a tree. And for Industry, we composed this song first of all to complete a set we had to make for like a competition in France, which is called Le Printemps de Bourges, and we need like 30 minutes of set, but we just have 24 because we just have the EP, so we composed a song just 6 minutes to fit the 30 minutes, and we think we thought it was funny to put maybe a message about the spirit of competition.
Okay.
How we feel that it's not a good thing, and so the spoken word of Industry talk about that, about education, and about the fact that child are educated in always the spirit of competition, and to be above the other and to be the number one and everything. And we feel like it can be funny to
It's crazy how something so beautiful came from an idea of filling 6 minutes of time, you know. It's mad.
Yeah, well, you know, the song itself evolved a lot. It's very different from the first version. I think Industry is the song who had the more different version before being the version, you know, right now. Yeah.
Okay.
But the sample was there, the vocal was there.
That was chosen at the start, yeah. I'd like to talk about streaming platforms, Clément, if you don't mind. I know you're not a fan, and I know you boycotted the big streaming platforms. Has your view changed at all on the reasons why, you know, because it's such a, I don't know what you'd call it, it's an industry in itself that's sucking everyone dry, you know, especially performers and artists and musicians. But I was thinking today, you know, you have a lot of kids maybe in their 20s who probably grew up knowing nothing other than streaming music from way back in the Napster days, as you might remember, all the way through to now, you know. Like, will your music ever hit these streaming platforms, do you think?
No, they will not.
They will not.
I think they will not, and I think maybe there's something. I think we are doing something that it's difficult to do nowadays, because everyone say the same thing that you say, like okay, but you are not reach out for the young young consumer who just listen music with Spotify. But it's just clear that it's not okay ethically when you know what the guy from Spotify do with his money,
Okay.
And when you know how much artists are paid, it's just normal that some artists don't want to be part of that.
Yeah, I mean, the figures are criminal, Clément, aren't they? They're criminal, what the artist gets.
Yeah, and the same time, the guy from the CEO of Spotify put a lot of amount of money and invested on military intelligent artificial startup.
All right,
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So
you're going to stick to your guns on that one, yeah.
Yeah. I
you
think
have your beliefs.
And I think we cannot have ethical anti-capitalism messages and being on this platform, you know.
Okay.
Like
we
just well, you just have to. We just want to be so hard in English. I'm sorry.
I suppose you just want to be yourselves, don't you? I mean, you don't want to be told what to do or what you can't put out, or if the message doesn't agree with the man up in Spotify, that you can't have it on there. That's not. Gee.
And I think it's the responsibility also of the artist to tell to the audience, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of that. If you want to listen to my music, you can listen to my music here. And maybe some kids discovered Bandcamp with our music, and we are very happy of that. And there is a big community in Bandcamp and beautiful people who buy music and who comment stuff and who are very curious about music. And because the thing that is not good, I think too, it's like it's an algorithm in all this platform who tell you like, okay, so the guy listened to that and to that and to that, so I think he probably going to like that. And so it's the algorithm that feed your musical taste. But I think listening to music, it's to be like very curious. It's about curiosity, and sometimes you are curious and you just going to listen to something you don't have to listen because you don't like maybe this kind of music and you never heard this kind of music. But
exactly
like a beautiful accident, you just discover a new style of music and something, a new door open to you. But if you just believe of this fucking algorithm who just feed you with like you listen to metal, you like metal, so you're going to listen to metal all your life, and it's not good, you know. Like
no, you're right, and you've explained it very well there. You know, even with you said you're not happy with your English, but you came across very well there, and you spoke very highly of your reasons. You know, and also I was due to give a shout out to Bandcamp because I've been using Bandcamp for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years, and it is fantastic. It really is. Like, and I think they need a shout out, and they need people to get in on the act and buy direct from the artists, basically. And there's a special Bandcamp Fridays. I think there's one coming back again this week. So everybody get a chance, see Bruit on Bandcamp. So let's talk about Pelagic Records.
Yeah.
Your move to Pelagic, and obviously the incredible releases that they've just pressed and teased us with. How was your time being with Pelagic so far?
Very good. They are very, very competent. They have a big team with a lot of idea. So we are delighted, and there is a big family with the incredible band that we love. So just want to we cannot wait to continue to work with them and
Right.
to continue with new content, because we signed with them on a moment where the album was already out and everything, but now there is a long road in the future with a new album and maybe other stuff that I cannot talk about for the moment, but
Are you sure?
which are still preparing.
Okay.
And very exciting.
Brilliant.
And so
Brilliant. So I won't push you too hard in that, so I won't be looking for an exclusive off, you know.
yeah.
No,
Well,
so
we're going to release exclusive and new content between now and the moment where the vinyl is really out in April.
Brilliant.
They're going to have a lot of content.
Brilliant. I'll take that, because I suppose my next question will be about live music, and I know you're playing in Arctangent, for instance, this year. Fingers crossed nothing goes crazy in the world, but it must be fantastic. Is it a feeling to get this opportunity at Arctangent?
Yeah, I remember when we started the band, our goal was someday was saying like, okay, our goal is to go play in the Dunk Festival and Arctangent.
Yeah,
it was the goal. So when we had the offer of Arctangent, we was like, okay, yes, we are on the scene. We are on the map of this scene.
You've done it without the help of Spotify, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing you playing live. It's been a goal of mine for the last 12 months. Yeah.
You going to be there?
Yeah, I have my ticket for the weekend. Yeah, I'll be there.
Ah, nice.
I'll be there up the front.
Nice.
So, and again, I've been to Dunk a few times as well. Dunk Fest is something really special too, that I assume will happen for you at some stage. Maybe not this year, I don't know, but Dunk was something very special. Obviously, they've also changed where they're playing. They've gone indoors for the festival. So the days of the fields and the forests is gone, unfortunately. Yeah,
well, we play for the Dunk past year for the online version.
That's right.
Dunk Festival, and normally we was supposed to play on the forest.
Oh, that would have been something special. That really would have been something special.
But the studio where we record the session for the Dunk was on the Dunk site.
That's right.
So we was able to visit the site, which is extraordinary, gorgeous. Like,
it is a beautiful place, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, with beautiful people. Like there is a pressing plant.
That's right.
2 recording studio, 2 rehearsal studio, and bedrooms, a beautiful forest and horses around, and that's kind of a dream, you know.
It is a dream. I mean, if that doesn't get you excited to play music, nothing will, no?
Yeah.
So look, I have a few quick fire questions more so left here, Clément, if you don't mind. Can I just ask you personally what music you listen to and what are you currently listening to? What's the last album you played today?
The last album I played today, I don't think I play an album today, because I had work on a song all day long, so
okay.
But
or the last album you played, so not necessarily today.
The last album I played, it was yesterday. I played adult jazz.
Okay, you have me there.
I'm gonna show you. Like this.
We'll roll the advertising there now.
This album.
Okay, that's new to me anyway, that's for sure, Clément.
It's kind of strange pop
Okay.
strange alternative pop, like mixing pop with rock, with jazz, with it's really strange. But
Okay.
I like a lot this album.
Yeah,
It's
there seems to be a lot of jazz infused music released last year, I thought.
but
Okay.
it's not really jazz, and it was released on 2017, I
Okay.
think. But it's just a great experimental pop album,
Interesting.
and I was on this pop mood yesterday, so I play that. But the last release that inspired me a lot.
Yeah.
It's a release by a friend of us from the same city, who have put out an incredible album, metal album. It's Plebeian Grandstand.
Okay.
I don't know if you
I
know
don't. I
them.
haven't heard them either. No. No.
They released an album which is named sorry.
It's okay. There's no harm in promoting more bands. That's what we're all about.
Sorry, I don't remember the name of the album. Rien ne suffit.
Okay.
Plebeian Grandstand, Rien ne suffit, and it's extreme metal.
Okay.
With crazy electronic texture. It's black, it's dark, it's a nightmare,
Yeah.
but it's incredibly hard to define it.
Okay.
It's
But it
one
caught your attention.
Yeah, it's one of the most creative thing I heard last year. Yeah.
Let's hope people listen in and check them out. So, Clément, just 3 questions, if you don't mind. 3 more questions and I will leave you go. If you could record any song from any time and any genre of music, have you an idea what it would be? If you could record any track.
To record it or to write it?
To record a track, a song that's already out there. Could be from any decade.
As a sound engineer, so
Tough question.
tough question. I think it would be Weird Fish Arpeggios by Radiohead.
Oh, nice. Brilliant. Good choice. I like it. Are you going to stick with that?
Yeah, because it was one of my favorite songs of all time, and I think they record it live. So
Yeah.
I feel like the session of this particular moment should be incredible.
Okay. I suppose the next question then would be if you could walk on stage and play some tracks with another band, past or present, any band in the world, to walk up on stage and play with, who would it be?
Oh, that's tough. Because of course, if I can choose on the dead one,
I'll give you 2. You can have 2 options if you want. I thought these would be quick fire questions.
Maybe Nilstrom.
Okay.
Or the living one.
Yeah.
I think he's crazy on live. And
okay.
Well, I will say Godspeed because I would love to improvise with them.
I'd say that would be right down your alley. Yeah, be able to be on stage and just do whatever comes naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds great. And just give me a name of a band, Clément, please, that we should look out for in 2022. or an album?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Have you any local bands that you can recommend?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I can recommend a local band from Toulouse named Orme, ORME,
Okay.
and they play a very unusual, like it's like if a mat rock musician play everything with no drum and just acoustic instruments.
Oh.
And it sounds like if it was traditional music from Russia,
Okay.
but with mat rock, weird melodies and crazy
going in all directions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's great, Clément. Thanks for that. And come here, I want to thank you again for being on the show and being my first guest as the host of the Smashing Skull Sessions. I appreciate that.
Thank you to invite me, and sorry for my long trying of explaining stuff.
No,
in English.
You did incredibly well, I must say. So everybody, I hope you enjoy that, and please tune in the next week or two where we'll be doing more interviews, but I will let you know who they are in the coming days. And also we have a review section, so if you want to keep in touch and have a look at what albums we've been listening to, have a read. Thanks guys, and thanks for listening. Take care.